Hi, my name is Nathan Ho, and today I'll be talking about the endosymbiotic theory. In 1970, an American scientist named Lynn Margulis introduced her book, Origin of Eukaryotic Cells, to the world, and in this book, she also introduced the endosymbiotic theory. The endosymbiotic theory explains that eukaryotic cells came from prokaryotic cells that evolved through endosymbiosis. Endosymbiosis meaning the relationship between organisms, one living within another. The way this endosymbiosis worked was that one larger bacteria consumed two smaller bacteria, one aerobic and one photosynthetic. The larger bacteria consumed but did not digest the two smaller bacteria through endocytosis. 3.2 billion years ago, photosynthetic bacteria appeared on Earth. And then, because of the oxygen that they gave off through photosynthesis, oxygen began to accumulate in the atmosphere about 2.5 billion years ago, killing off anaerobic bacteria. And then, 1.9 billion years ago, aerobic bacteria started to appear. And then, somewhere in between these dates, one aerobic bacteria and one photosynthetic bacteria were consumed but not digested through endocytosis by one larger bacteria. And these became so dependent on each other through an endosymbiotic relationship that 1.5 billion years ago, the first eukaryote came onto the Earth. The two smaller bacteria that were consumed but not digested through endocytosis by the larger bacteria were one aerobic bacteria and one photosynthetic bacteria. They became the mitochondria and the chloroplast respectively. The reason that they became this way was that they evolved with their host cell through the endosymbiosis. While the endosymbiotic theory hasn't been completely proven to be true, there's lots of evidence that backs it up. Like, for example, with the structures of the mitochondria and the chloroplast, there are many instances that show that they were bacteria before they were the organelles of the eukaryotic cell. Like in the mitochondria and the chloroplast alike, they both have an outer and inner membrane. Their inner membrane is from their original bacterial form, and their outer membrane is from their host cell's membrane, which broke off from endocytosis. From the mitochondria specifically, there's also mitochondrial DNA, which is separate from nuclear DNA, which is in the nucleus. So the nuclear DNA passes down from both parents into the child, but mitochondrial DNA only passes down from the mother's side into the child. The reason why the endosymbiotic theory is so important is because it defines the origin of all complex organisms on Earth, because all complex organisms are made up of eukaryotic cells.